YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the Madden Rebuild channel. As today, someone asked me in the last comment or last video, I believe it was King, asked me to do a San Francisco 49ers rebuild. That's what we are doing today. So before we get in this video, of course, make sure you like this video, subscribe if you have not already. Always greatly appreciated. Only takes 2 seconds of your time. So taking a look at this San Francisco 49ers roster, I mean, it's not too bad. Obviously, they have a pretty good head coach with Kyle Shanahan. They made the Super Bowl once. Unfortunately, Raheem Mostert got hurt. They have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle on the outside. They have Brandon Ayuk. There's a lot of solid players on this team. Now, the one thing is that's definitely going to be something to consider, whether or not Trey Lance, when is he eventually going to start for the San Francisco team. Jimmy Garoppolo, I believe, is on a kind of a big contract, but they did trade up for Trey Lance and drafted him, so I believe we're not going to have a first-round pick for that reason. Mitchell has been awesome in Raheem Mostert's absence, so we'll definitely see how then that goes. But on the defensive side of the ball, we have Fred Warner, we have Nick Bosa down low, of course, Jason Verrett, Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, Williams. I mean, there's a lot of solid players on this team. It's just a matter of, getting the right pieces. Of course, also, we got to figure out who we need to move on from, whether or not they're just too much in age or whatever, if they're going to go down overall. I think Jimmy Garoppolo, of course, though, I think I want to get Trey Lance in here. I think that's going to be my first step, is to just let Trey Lance unleash the man, let him be the guy on this team. I know Trent Williams and Alex Mack are both kind of like veteran offensive linemen, so it'll definitely be interesting to see like how good they stay. Yeah, Trent Williams is a 33-year-old, so not really sure how much he's gonna stay. And then Alex Mack is a 35-year-old, so yeah, definitely a veteran offensive line. McGlinchey is 26, so we can work with that. And then Tomlinson is, I almost said LaDainian Tomlinson, but that's definitely not LaDainian Tomlinson. Got Laken Tomlinson. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. So I think we need to start this video off like we usually do with some trades. First trade we're going to be doing to start this video is trading Jimmy G away to the Chicago Bears, who have some quarterback things in their own right, but they do have Justin Fields, and it's been like Andy Dalton, Justin Fields on and off all season because of injuries and all that. But we got a very young right guard and a very young corner who both have star development, so that's why we made that trade. I didn't notice that Trent Williams had like a lot of years remaining on his contract as well. His cap hit isn't that bad, though. It's not that bad. And obviously releasing him is penalties $40 million. So Trent Williams' cap hit could be a lot worse, but it's not that bad. So obviously Jimmy G was the first thing we were going to do. I also want to go ahead and take a look at what the lineup looks like now that we got those two guys coming in. So I thought that was a good first initial trade. That obviously lets Trey Lance be the starting quarterback. So we got ourselves a decent right guard now who, like I said, has star development. Very young still, so that's good. And then on the other side of things, obviously we've got a cornerback and Johnson, who is star development, and he's only 22 years old, so that's huge. So we definitely need like a left outside linebacker. Greenlaw is 24 years old, so I think that's gonna be like I think we should probably try to do like one more trade. Jaquiski Tartt is Verrett's a 30-year-old, and then Jaquiski Tartt's a 29-year-old. So yeah, there's definitely some veterans here. Jimmy Ward 30, so the secondary is definitely a little bit more towards the veteran side. So let's go ahead and try to make at least like one more trade, get some more young guys here to just continue to develop as we rebuild this team. So the last trade we're going to be doing before we actually start the season is trading Alex Mack, Trey Sermon, and a round 4 pick for Matt Milano and Ed Oliver to add to the defensive side of the ball. Both young guys coming in. All 27 years old. I guess not like totally young, or one of them was 20. One of them's 23, one of them is 27. So just like that, we definitely got rid of our center, but Alex Mack is a veteran, so I'm not too upset about that. He was probably going to go down overall, and we can go ahead and just sign, I think, a solid center in free agency, and that'll be kind of our offense for the year like this. And obviously the defense looks a lot better. We can go ahead and move we'll probably move Greenlaw to left outside. That way we can have, obviously, the two young linebackers, 27, 24-year-old linebackers, and then we'll move this guy, Greenlaw. We'll move Greenlaw to the outside, and then we'll have the linebacker tandem right there with obviously Fred Warner in the middle. And of course, we also on the defensive side of the ball get Ed Oliver on the defensive line. So just like that, full of star development players. Obviously, there is some veterans in the secondary who are probably going to go down overall, but offensive wise, the only thing we really need to do is just sign a center. It really doesn't matter who we get, as long as just someone who can just play center who's not at 56 overall. So I'm not really sure what centers are available in free agency. As long as it's not a 56, it shouldn't be too bad. We got Ben Garland. So Ben Garland's going to be the center for the year. Obviously going to be a huge need in the offseason, but at least it's a bridge center for now, I guess. So just like that, that is going to be our team for this season. So 85 offense, 81 defense, 83 overall team. So we'll definitely see how Trey Lance performs in his season, of course, and we're going to send him to the midseason mark, see how this team's performing, and continue to develop all these young players and try to get Trey Lance to be a really good quarterback. Wait a minute. Okay, so we're at the mid-season mark, and this man Colin Kaepernick taking up the whole damn card here got signed somehow. I didn't even sign this man. They signed him from under me. I did not want that to be the thing. I didn't even know that was happening. But for granted, we are 4-2. Colin Kaepernick finds a way back into the league. So I guess Trey Lance was not starting at all, which was what I wanted to do. But Colin Kaepernick finds a way. I meant to go look at the stats, not the lineup. So, yeah, definitely was not expecting to see Colin Kaepernick as my starting quarterback. So, Colin Kaepernick back in the league. Obviously, like I said, I didn't even sign this guy. Trey Lance, they signed him. So, Trey Lance hasn't even got the 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So, I guess we're just going to go ahead and roll forward with Colin Kaepernick. I'm not re-signing him, though. I wanted Trey Lance to be the starter. And that's really annoying that they just, like, signed him out from under me. I did not know that was even happening. So, we have a 23-year-old right guard who's a free agent. I think we just traded for him, if I'm not mistaken. And then everyone else, okay, there's actually some interesting free agents that we have to talk to here. So nobody down here is like that concerning. Obviously, I'm not signing Colin Kaepernick back. I didn't want him. He's 33 years old. I wanted to, you know, let this be the Trey Lance show. And I was like really excited when we were 4-2. But all right, so we have a 29-year-old running back. Probably won't re-sign him, to be honest. 29-year-old left guard, a 29-year-old. We have a 26-year-old who is a star development, so we'll probably re-sign him, and then DJ Jones is a normal development. So definitely gonna have to, obviously, we're gonna definitely sign our right guard back. Hopefully he just takes this and he's satisfied. Okay, so Garland, of course, we're not re-signing either. Verrett is 30. He's gonna go down in overall, so I don't think I'm gonna re-sign him. He only wants a 1-year deal, but I don't think I'm gonna re-sign him. Raheem Mostert, again, I do like him a lot, but we do have Mitchell, who's a rookie, I believe, so I'm gonna probably just roll forward with him. Woski Tart, 29 years old. And then I think the other thing I'm going to do is sign Maurice Hurst. And hopefully he, that's right link, but the financial side needs some work. So we'll try to obviously renegotiate with him eventually. But I think that's the only guys we're going to re-sign. I low-key want to release Colin Kaepernick, to be honest. I really don't want Colin Kaepernick here. We're going to release him. I mean, we're 4-2, but I'm trying to let Trey Lance develop on this team. And he's not going to develop as the backup. Like, he can, obviously, but... sorry, Kaepernick, you know, it was a cool... You have freed a net. Okay, we've freed $15 million in cap space. Wow, okay. Well, I wanted him gone, so we need a quarterback, so that's probably why they signed him, because they're like, hey, you traded your quarterback. You need 2 quarterbacks on the roster at the very least, so yeah, that makes sense. All right, so let's go to free agency and sign a quarterback who will not start over Trey Lance, obviously. So Jimmy Smith is out here. Colin Kaepernick, of course, was the other guy. Big Ben is in free agency. I was going to go ahead and sign Mr. RG3 to be the backup quarterback for the year. So RG3, come in. You can be the quarterback for the year. Colin Kaepernick, it was cool and all, but I definitely didn't want you here. Okay, let's go ahead and submit to the end of the season. Now that Trey Lance is officially going to start, can we stay on top? Can we make it to the playoffs? Let's see what happens. So it looks like we finished the year at 10-7, are in the playoffs. So Trey Lance came in and still got to see him in the playoffs. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stats and see how Trey Lance performed on the season. 20 passing touchdowns. Obviously, didn't really start most of the season, so we can't really be too upset with him, obviously having only 20, but protecting the football looks like with 6 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Raheem Mostert, 14 touchdowns and 1,200 yards on the ground. We did not re-sign him. I wonder if that'll be a mistake on my end, but had a really good year for us, so maybe we do have to negotiate with him. But obviously, Deebo Samuel, an absolute monster for this team. Mohamed Sanu even had 800 yards. Man, I can't speak right now. And Mohamed Sanu, or we already talked about that. Kittle, 1,000 yards. Ayuk with 770. So, oh, we need to go look at the defense as well. We can't forget about the defense. We have Nick Bosa, obviously, over here, and I see him down there with 15 sacks, absolute game record. And then interceptions, we had 3 for Matt Milano, the guy we traded for to bring in here from Buffalo. So huge. And then Drake Greenlaw. So 2 of our linebackers leading the league, or leading our team, I should say, in interceptions. So first year we made the playoffs. Huge W. We can go ahead and upgrade some players. And of course, we're going to have to negotiate with some guys too. So we'll go ahead and upgrade everybody there. And we got Seattle, which actually, funny enough, obviously division rival, and this team lost to Seattle as I'm recording this today. Unfortunately, I think it was like 4th down and the ball got tipped in the air, so very unfortunate for San Francisco, obviously on the hunt for a playoff spot, and so is Seattle, even though they're like a little bit worse than most of the teams right now, but they're only like 1 game back, I think. So all right, let's go ahead and, though, I've done enough talking and rambling. Can we win in Seattle and take a home game? This would be my first playoff win, and we won a playoff game. Let's go, baby. We won a damn playoff game. 88 overall defense. let's see how Trey Lance performed in that game as well. So we added some talent here, and it's worked out great. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that game so we can go ahead and see schedule and kind of see what happened. Playoff picture. So we had, obviously, we beat them 14-37. All right, let's go look at the player stats for this game. Trey Lance, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not great, but Russell Wilson, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rushing wise, Raheem Mostert, 81 yards. Where did all the points come from? Mitchell got a touchdown on the ground. Trey Lance got a rushing touchdown. Okay, that's good at least. Receiving wise, Deebo Samuel. And then looks like Ayuk is the only. I wonder if we got a defensive touchdown because I don't really see where else the touchdowns came from. I guess maybe all the rushing. Let's see. We had 3 rushing touchdowns. And, oh, I guess never mind. I guess I was just miscounting. Okay, well, hey, we won. So can we, this would be the divisional, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? We're in the divisional round. Yes, divisional round. So can we get to the NFC Championship? That might be a little too much to ask for, but you never know. Can we get to the NFC Championship? And we are in the NFC Championship in the very first year. Wow, that is huge. That is a lot of experience for the guys, obviously, as well. Elijah Mitchell is already developing. Very huge. We are in the NFC Championship. What are the odds we make it to the Super Bowl first year? We are playing a 14-3 Dallas Cowboys team. Obviously, Dallas, a lot of good weapons on offense. All right, man. This is going to be a tough one. So, NFC Championship. Let's go ahead and look at the stats for last week in the playoff game because I definitely am interested on how that went. So, I did not expect to go ahead and be in the NFC Championship this early. So, view playoff bracket. This is the easiest way to do it, I would say. I'm still learning on this Madden game, believe it or not. So then we went to play the Panthers, which we barely squeaked one out. Player stats wise, Trey Lance, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Did he have a rushing one as well? I guess I can't look at it in that. He had Raheem Mostert, 2 on the ground. McCaffrey with 2 on the ground. Lance, no, but he had 13 rushing yards. And then receiving, Kittle led the way, 94 yards. And then touchdown wise, Ayuk caught 1. Mohamed Sanu caught 1. So W. And then I probably should have looked at the defense, but here we go. Dallas, San Francisco. This is a classic rivalry as well. So this should be an interesting NFC Championship game. Can we make it to the Super Bowl? I would say no, but you never know. This game is a little weird. So NFC Championship. Are we in the Super Bowl? No, we lost 35-20. But hey, we have to feel good about that year. We came out and made it to the damn Super Bowl, or to the NFC Championship. Great year. Great year. Even though we obviously didn't get to the Super Bowl, we have to feel good about actually making it to the NFC Championship. So there's a lot to build on there, a lot to build on. So Pro Bowl roster, I've never actually looked at this. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Tannehill. Obviously want to look on Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Cam Newton, McCaffrey. Did Raheem Mostert get a spot? Did we have any 49er players? I don't see any 49er players, unless if there's a no, I do not. Well, maybe Nick Bosa. Yeah, Nick Bosa got in. Okay. Well, we're not worried about the Pro Bowl. So we're going to go ahead and obviously get to the resigning stage in the offseason. So we definitely have to take into account, I think we got our contract extended as well. So we have to keep in account to try to keep this roster intact. There's a lot of veterans here, though, so we might have to make a little bit of like roster turnover, but we should overall try to keep the same roster together. That way we can maybe make another run to the Super Bowl or NFC Championship. Dallas Cowboys ended up winning the Super Bowl. Christian McCaffrey is your NFL MVP. Matt Rule is your Coach of the Year. McCaffrey also Offensive Player of the Year. Justin Fields Offensive Rookie. And then Xavier Collins is Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then DeMarcus Lawrence is your Super Bowl MVP as they beat the Chiefs 28-13. That is huge for obviously the Dallas Cowboys, even though I am a Washington fan. So I gotta be honest, seeing that doesn't make me all the happiest in the world, but you know, it's just a game, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, now we need to go ahead and get into the resigning stage. So Raheem Mostert had such a great year, it kind of makes me want to resign him. Wasn't there? Yeah, the contract length is good. Tomlinson, maybe we should go ahead and keep him. I think offensive linemen don't, if I remember someone's comment, that offensive line don't go down overall too much. I mean, we can keep Mostert. I think he had a great year. We'll offer it. If he doesn't sign, okay, that's fine. If he doesn't want, franchise tagging would cost us $10 million. That's not the worst, but we're going to go ahead and sign Maurice Hurst back. The contract length is good, so he wanted us to work on the salary, I believe. So we'll go ahead and increase the bonus. And do you want to sign? Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. Okay, franchise tagging would cost him $15 million. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and try to offer Laken Tomlinson a contract. Do you want to come back to San Francisco? He's just not interested in signing. Man, come on, man. We just been to the damn NFC Championship, and no one wants to come back. Mohamed Sanu is a 67 overall. Damn, okay. Nobody wants to come back to this damn roster. That's unfortunate, but you know what? We'll go into free agency with a lot of cap space, so that's fine. You know what? I'll go ahead and move on and sign someone else in if that's how you guys want to be. So let's go to next week. Let's get to free agency. Free agency is going to be huge this offseason. Let's go ahead and take a look at the roster now that we had a little roster turnover. So I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Trey Lance is already superstar development. That is huge. Obviously, getting in the NFC Championship, I believe, probably played a huge role in that. Mitchell, and we have Juszczyk, and we have no left guard, as George Kittle is gonna be playing left guard right now. Yeah, because we couldn't re-sign our left guard. That makes sense, and we need a center. So offensive wise, I mean, I think we'd really just need to work on the offensive line. That's about it. Everything else, I feel good. Maybe a third wide receiver as well probably wouldn't hurt. But the defense is looking good as well. We do need a free safety in another corner though. So just some secondary help, nothing crazy, but everything else looks good. So yeah, I think we'll definitely work on that. I think we can make this a good free agency. Offensive line, that's simple. We can fix this. So I'm not gonna lie, we went into free agency with the go big or go home mentality. I'm excited to see how many players we got. We definitely, oh man, Teron Armstead declined. Okay, well, that gives me a lot of my money back. I was trying to go big on the offensive line, and we got Marlon Mack. We got a free safety, which is huge. We got a third wide receiver in Jacoby Myers. So Teron Armstead was the one I wanted the most, so I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the guy I really wanted, and we did not get him. So very unfortunate, because that would have obviously gave us a offensive line, which we could have moved him to like left guard or whatever. Obviously, he was left tackle, but we did get a running back in Marlon Mack, so he should be fine. We'll have Mitchell and Marlon Mack kind of fight over that, obviously. And then defense, we got a free safety and Marcus Williams, which was huge, obviously. So, and we definitely need another corner. So another corner and offensive line is basically all that needs to be solved, and this team is golden. So let's go ahead and see what's left in free agency for those two positions. If not, as you guys know, we can go ahead and honestly go in. So we have $36 million still. So still a lot to spend. So corner and offensive line. So Incognito is the best offensive lineman, and he's 39 years old. So I don't really want to depend on that. So a cornerback, though, as far as corners who are available, Mostert would have been a good signing. Jason Brett, obviously, but he is 31. Don't want to count on him. He might go down overall. AJ Boye, Jaquaski Tart, Henry Ruggs, Robinson. So I'm not gonna lie to you. The rest of our trades might come via trade, or the rest of our acquisitions might come via trade, because the market's kind of dry. It's not that good for the positions I need. So left guard, obviously, I could just take Incognito and feel good about it, but at the same time, I wouldn't feel good. So center, and I guess I can look at right guard. Yeah, there's literally nothing here. So I think the last three positions we need, I'm gonna try to attack it via the trade finder, or not the trade finder, because there's no trade finder in Madden, but via trade is where I'm gonna try to get these last three positions. Just like that, the Chiefs are able to help me out with two positions I needed. Obviously, trading a lot of draft picks here, round 2, round 3, round 2. Not ideal. Obviously, this team already traded a lot of picks to get Trey Lance, but that solves the offensive line like huge, really does. So looking at the offensive line now, the last thing we really need to get is just a corner. So offensive line is now plugged in. Obviously, we got to move one of these guys to left guard, which I'm going to go ahead and just move you to left guard. James Daniels, 24 years old. Let's just move you to left guard real quick, solve that problem. That way George Kittle doesn't have to play the offensive line. That's not ideal. George Kittle is actually a really good blocker, but I don't know. I'd want him in the trenches playing left guard. So we'll have that there. And then, so boom, just like that, the offensive line greatly improved. It looks awesome. Offense looks great. Defense wise, like I said, the only other thing we need is a corner, and we're solved. We're ready. So 88 overall team, it looks like. So as long as we get like a really good corner here, the sky's the limit. It really is. The sky is a freaking limit. So the corner we're going to be getting is Jamel Dean from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We traded around 3, and Brandon Ayuk. The reason why we're doing this, and this is going to be a go big or go home thing I'm about to do. We got ourselves another corner. Obviously, you're wondering like, hey, we just traded one of our wide receivers. What are we doing with that? So obviously, Jacoby Myers would be the third wide receiver, or he's supposed to be the third wide receiver. So now the defensive side of the ball, though, looks a lot better. Star development players everywhere, 80 overall team. But this is where we go big or go home in free agency. There is a certain free agent. We have $36 million left in cap space. And I'm going big. I'm going to go ahead and throw Chris Godwin as much money as I possibly can to get this man to San Francisco. So let's go ahead and pay the man 101 total points. We're his best offer by a mile. So he should accept it, and that gives us a brand new weapon on the outside. And just like that, if we get Chris Godwin, This team should be ready, set in stone. Boom, just like that. 91 overall offense, 89 overall defense. This is probably by far the best team I've ever built on Madden so far. And like I said, I've been getting better and better at understanding what I needed to do. So now we have Deebo Samuel and Chris Godwin. Plenty of weapons on offense. Plenty of weapons. George Kittle, not to mention as well. Offensive line looks great. Defense looks a lot better. This team should be in the market of competing for a Super Bowl. This team is good. There's no reason why. I honestly think I'm just going to skip right past the draft because we really don't have a good draft pick anyway. We're going straight into next season. This is going to be the roster that gets it done. We're going straight to next season. We're going to win our division and we're going to win this damn Super Bowl. Doing it. Once again, went 10-7. Not going to lie, a little disappointed about not winning division. The Seattle Seahawks absolutely dominated at 15-2. But this is what we had, obviously. Trey Lance up to an 81 overall. Kyle Juszczyk, Marlon Mack, Mitchell, Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin, both on the outside. Obviously great. And then defense-wise, we had Marcus Williams. So, pretty unfortunate that we weren't able to, like, actually win the division. But we are in the wild card, which we have to feel at least decent about. So we have one last hoorah. What does this mean? Discuss a playoff push for a veteran. Okay, hold on. Let me see what this is all about. I'm definitely interested to see what this is about. Coach, I wasn't going to say anything, but it feels like this might be it for Trent Williams. Okay, so he's just gone after this season. He's got like 5 years left on his contract. I talked to him at the beginning of the year, and it felt like this could be coming. This could be some extra motivation and fire. We need a deep run. Okay. So we need that deep run. If it's for him, we have to send him out with a ring and give him a storybook into his career. He deserves it for all these years. Okay, let's do it then. Why are we talking about it? Let's get it. Let's get this, Trey Lance. You got this then. Potential retirement of Trent Williams has fired up the team. Plus 10 morale for all players. Whoa, that's huge, isn't it? Because I believe, like, does that make everybody like, hold on, I gotta look at this real quick. Morale, okay, it doesn't really. So Trey Lance up to an 82. I don't remember if he was an 80. I think he was an 81 earlier, right? Marcus Williams is an 88. He was an 87 a second ago. Okay, we're fired up for Trent Williams retirement. So Trent Williams is gonna retire apparently. All right, well, here we go. Let's go ahead and look at the stats before we go into this playoff and potentially end this video. All right, 36 passing touchdowns from Trey Lance, 20 interceptions. Not the greatest, but it's okay. Rushing wise, Marlon Mack 1,200 yards. Mitchell with 19 rushing touchdowns. Damn, okay. Defense or receiving wise, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Chris Godwin. Plenty of weapons for Trey Lance to throw to, so not surprised at all. Defense, did Nick Bosa still have a dominant year? He 10.5, so a little bit worse than last year, but we'll take it. Interceptions wise, Jalen Johnson, who we got last year from Chicago, and Mosley with 3, and then Fred Warner with 2. Okay, here we go, man. It is time, dude. Nut up or shut up. This is for Trent Williams, remember. We're playing the Detroit Lions, ironically enough, who just got their first win today against Minnesota. So we don't lose this, right? We don't lose to Detroit. There's no way, right? Okay, we beat them. And hey, look at that. We get to play the Dallas Cowboys. We beat them 45-24, so absolutely dominated them. So now we get to play the Dallas Cowboys. One last hoorah again. Okay, I gotta look at I mean, we definitely have to like jump into that because they gave us morale last time. So Dallas, this could be our revenge tour here. NFC Championship last year. One last hoorah. Here we go. Let's see. 2 more wins. We're in the Super Bowl. These guys are rallying around Trent and ready for it. Ready to win it all for him. Yep, we love to hear it. Okay, what is Kyle Shan? Actually, I'm just gonna skip this. Keep that energy up. The game's only going to get tougher here on out. We're going to need all the extra intensity we can get. Let's keep sending him out on top. Okay. Potential retirement. 10 morale again. That is huge going into this game. Okay. 92 overall team versus the Dallas Cowboys. We are going into hostile territory. Here we go, man. Can we get to the NFC Championship back-to-back years? And we lost 30. We didn't even come close. 31-13. No, that's so unfortunate. Playoff bracket. Let's go ahead and we lost so badly, man. Dallas stomps us again. That sucks, man. But hey, this by far is the best roster I've 1000% ever put together. This is 1000% like the best roster I've ever put together on this game. So I have to feel good. I'm getting better and better at building teams in Madden, I think. I really am. So I feel good. That was not bad at all. Trey Lance, 84 overall, did not perform well. It looks like in the last playoff game. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. This is Crushables 2. What team should we do next? I'm saying peace.